27 budget at the same time. You will be introduced that at the second meeting in May, and we will adopt it in June.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to see the full next year, how this will affect the full
Right.
budget for next year. So we
Okay.
so we can't do that. It's like we're putting the cart before the horse.
It'll
Like we're approving
affect it by that amount right there.
Yeah.
So you're gonna, it's a little over $1 million that you're talking that it'll affect the budget by.
And I would also say this, we have to take into account losing $1.4 million. So
Yeah,
in
that's
addition
fine.
to the
Yeah.
1.1 is 1.4 because you lost in students. This is just saying if we increase the salaries.
Yeah.
Now we still have to adjust the budget based on the loss. So we're going to talk a little bit about that in this next topic, this next item on the agenda.
Yeah.
But you're correct. So right now, we need to, just to increase the salaries, 1.1. Now we're going to talk about what are we projected to lose in addition to.
Yeah, I guess
Well,
that's
and
what
1.1 is
asking
just your
for.
raise.
Yes.
You have to do the step up.
Yeah, I understand.
So it's a little more than 2 million.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm
To
asking
your
for is the
budget.
preliminary budget for next year so we can see how this fits in with the loss
Right.
as well, so we can see the overall picture. And then this schedule, does that include budgeted positions or does it just include what we currently have paid right now? So like if we have a vacant position, is that included in this?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right.
Yes.
So it includes every position
That's,
that was staffed for the 26-27 fiscal year.
okay, gotcha.
Every position. Now, if it's
Even if it's vacant
vacant,
now.
if it's vacant, I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not do all step one for vacancies because
Yeah.
I could fill a vacancy with a 15 or a 20-year veteran.
Yep.
So the vacancies are kind of fluctuated to
Okay,
where
good.
it's kind of an average number.
Good.
To where it's a more realistic picture. But I mean, it's an estimate.
Yeah,
It's not
for sure.
an
Yeah.
exact science. But
Absolutely.
as far as working on the 26-27 budget, the biggest part is
yeah.
what was done with those salaries to increase everybody's step, and then also the comparison for the new salary schedule if it's approved. A lot of work has been done.
It's a method. She didn't just pick numbers. She just used
Oh, yeah,
whoever
for sure.
left. If they had 15 years, she just left the vacant at 15 years. So she just didn't plug numbers in.
Yeah,
We
that's
just
the best
carried
way to
over the
do
years
it.
of service.
To be as precise as possible, but even with
That's hard.
You never know.
turnover, you don't know. You could lose, a 2-year teacher and gain a 20-year teacher. So that changes how much it costs. But it's an estimate and it's as close, it is the exact number of employees and positions that we have created with the staffing rosters that have been done for next school year.
Perfect.
So you have studied the staffing and what would this impact will do on the staffing?
Yes, we have taken that in consideration. That's what she's saying. This is with those changes for next year.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, we will move on to B, receive third quarter budget update.
All right, good evening. This is the sheet that you're looking at, minus the purple writing. So this is our third quarter actuals versus budget for FY '25 through '26. You're used to seeing this now, so I have updated. We are 75% is our target. And as you can see, our revenues are coming in at 76%, a little above target. Keep in mind that your local source, a portion of this is made up of your large property taxes that you received in January. That is reflected here. So that 91%, that'll go up a little bit, but you're not going to see, and then the last 3 months or the last quarter, you're not going to see this huge shift. That's pretty much going to stay there. And we do have some sales tax and interest and stuff that will trickle into to get it more to the 100%. I will show you where you have the 68%, your federal revenues, that is your MFP dollars. We are in this quarter, we just started seeing the loss in MFP funding now. So we will have 4 months in this fiscal year of the loss in MFP funding with the new student count. And it's estimated around $471,000 for this year. And next year, as we said, that MFP dollars will go down $1.4 million. So you can take that budget of 18 million, and then that's how you can, for the next budget, we're gonna come off on that. So doing really well with revenue. I will say our expenses are doing really well as well. I had an extensive meeting to make sure we're not missing anything, but you really are, the district is doing a really good job with expenditures this year, and it reflects here. So your total expenditures is at 64%. So we are down from that target of 75%. I am estimating that we have about 1.3 million more in the year to spend. So I do estimate that we will not be in that deficit that you budgeted for. That's really good. So when we amend the budget for 2026, we will take that into consideration. And I am confident that we can amend it and you have a balanced budget for 2026 based off of your actual numbers. And you can't amend anything unless the actuals are reflecting it. You have to stay within that 5% of your budget line items to be within your budget code. So this year, I think y'all are doing really well. This is reflected, your stipends and everything that you agreed to pay that you did not budget for is reflected here. So when you ask me about the salaries, you can take the budget for 2026 here, and if you can just estimate your salaries, you can just take it from the bottom line and raise up by that.
1.1, yeah.
Correct.
Gotcha.
That's how you can look at it without having the budget to look at right now.
Gotcha. Thank
Right.
you. Thank you for that
Yeah,
clarification.
yeah, absolutely. All right, any questions?
I just want to make this statement, a couple statements here. Number one, I appreciate all the different departments because we are at 64% of our budget as far as expenditures are concerned. So we've been very conservative, knowing that we have lost students, so we ask people to cut back. So a lot of the departments cut back, so technically we should be at 75% expenditures, we're at 64%. So I appreciate everybody, schools, everybody for cutting back. Also, I would like to say, if we, looking at this as far as the pay raise is concerned, in order to pull the pay raise off, we will have to, through attrition, I'm not asking for going in and cutting jobs, but through attrition, we're going to have to look at not rehiring certain positions back in the parish because we have to cut our bottom line. In addition to that, we will use our federal dollars to subsidize some of the pay for some of our employees. For example, if general fund is covering a master teacher pay, district master teacher, we want to move that position into one of those titles so we could use federal dollars. That would also decrease our expenditures, which will allow us to move forward with a possible salary adjustment for next year. So we're going to work extremely hard. Once we leave here, we're going to look at every single possible revenue source that we have. But I want the board to know and the community to know we have to downsize and we have to use federal dollars to make this work.
Where are we losing most of our students from?
It's a combination. The largest, obviously, is going to be the high school because it's the largest campus, but it's a combination. I can bring those numbers back.
Can we get a list of that?
Yep, not a problem.
That every parish except for 2 in this state has a loss of student count in this last count.
And a trending loss, too. It's
And
not
a
just
trending loss, that
loss,
is
yeah.
right.
And it's
Since
at the
COVID, it
bottom, a
has
lot
been a
of it.
trending loss.
Head Start.
I read a report, the state lost 60,000 students. The state of Louisiana,
Yes.
60,000.
Say, to put a bullet point on that, we're not technically losing that many students. A lot of that is we're not starting students in kindergarten. We're starting less students into the systems. When we say we lose 60,000 students, it means either they're leaving the state and leaving the system, or we're not enrolling in kindergarten. Families are having less kids nowadays. We're going to see less kids start in school now too. So that's when we say we lose students.
Well-
We're not enrolling and we're losing.
Yeah, we had a lot of those conversations at the LSBA conference as well, from the top telling us the same.
Well, when you look at it, we did some research a couple of years ago, and we look at our census data. When you look at the birth rate in our parish and in our state, it's down.
Yeah.
You know, families are not having as many kids as they used to have before. All of that number reflect in our data. people within the state, leaving the state of Louisiana. All of those numbers are reflected in our data, in our schools, not just Assumption Parish, but across the state of Louisiana.
Right, but would actually, we physically see a child leave? That's what I want.
Yeah, we're required to, yeah.
Not the number that, not that number.
How much did
The
the
number
private
is
schools
actual.
enrollment go up?
Yeah.
And this other,
Right.
schools, how much did their
Uncontrollable.
numbers go up?
Just understand that we may not lose kids in that sense, because if we graduate 200 kids and we bring in 100, we haven't lost any kids, but we bringing in 100 less, to Mr. Abear's point, and we graduate 200. So eventually that 100 class is going to be your graduating seniors, so you're going to be 100 less. We are losing students in a cohort from kindergarten to 12th grade,
Yeah,
to
that's
your
what I'm,
point.
that's what I'm,
Yes.
that's my concern.
Yes, we are. That is data. I have the data to show that there is a group of kids that left our school system from kindergarten to 12th grade. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we code those, so we, that data is always available to us
Yes,
in
yes,
coding, so.
yes.
yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much.
I appreciate
Appreciate
you.
it. Moving on, C, receive March 2026 sales and use tax report.
Thank you, Madam President. March 2026, receipts $1,321,708.17, which was an increase of $170,415.11, a net percent change of 15. Assumption Parish School Board received $657,183.19, which is an increase of $85,132.64, which is a net change of 15%. 92 Bond Fund received $131,436.50, a net increase of $17,026.47, which is an increase of 15%. Increases were in apparel, general merchandise, equipment, contractor service, utilities, miscellaneous, and unclassified. We saw a decrease overall in food, automotive, and manufacturing.
Thank you. Okay. Moving on, 7, facilities and grounds. A, approve lowest responsive and responsible bid from SOLA Wastewater Services Incorporated for the project known as Belrose Middle School Sewer Plant Replacement. I need a motion. Moved by Mr. Lewis. Second by Mr. Washington. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. B, approve lowest responsive and responsible bid from the project known as the Libertyville Middle School Gym HVAC. I need a motion. So moved. Moved by Ms. Barris. Second by Ms. Boutin. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. C, approve lowest responsive and responsible bid for the project known as Pierre Part Elementary School Walkway Canopy in hurricane damaged areas. I need a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Duga and second by Mr. Abear. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
We didn't get a tabulation sheet on those bids. Was there more than one bidder?
Yes, that doesn't, could you come on up for the, we normally have the tabulation sheets for everybody.
HVAC?
Yeah.
You're talking about the HVAC, right?
Competitive bid.
I didn't see any in the HVAC.
That was on there.
Yeah, I guess they didn't include it.
No, but normally it's, with all the bidders on it. Is it in there? Oh, it is.
It is, it's the second page.
Okay, it's in there. I was wondering.
I got it.
Okay, all right.
No, that's okay. Okay, perfect. Let's see.
In this project, I'm kind of actually glad the contractor that's currently working on the security project, that's the contractor that won the bid. So it's one contractor on site. So that's the good news about that project.
Perfect. Okay, moving on. D, approve change order number 1 for the project known as Libertyville Elementary School renovation. I need a motion. By Ms. Bhutan, second by Ms. Barris, I'm sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Sorry about that. E, approve change order number 2 for the project known as Libertyville Elementary School renovation.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Barris. Second by Mr. Abear. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. 8, comments and/or announcements by board members or administration.
I think our girls, our high school girls have a playoff game tomorrow
Yes.
against Ryan.
Yes, ma'am. 5 p.m. home field tomorrow night. We also have our Assumption, our 78th Assumption FFA banquet tomorrow night. And then we do have our baseball playoffs Friday, 6:30 p.m. in Franklin, and Saturday, 1 and 4 p.m., as well as our Assumption FFA rodeo, not this weekend, but next weekend. We're not going to have a meeting next week, so I wanted to make sure to announce that as well.
I'm sorry, when is the banquet for FFA, tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night, yes, ma'am.
At what time?
6:15. 6:15, yes, ma'am. Anybody else? Nope, nothing? Okay. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.